They
which
raid.
file is potentially related to nuclear
Yeah, this was his the FBI raid basically that recently happened.
documents.
Classified documents relating to nuclear weapons were among the items FBI agents sought in a search for former President Donald Trump's Florida residence on Monday, according to people familiar with the investigation. Experts in classified information said the unusual search underscores deep concern among government officials about the types of information they thought could be located at Trump's Mar-A-Lago club and potentially in danger of falling into the wrong hands. Merrick Garland said Thursday he could not discuss the investigation. But a public statement from the Justice Department, he announced he had personally authorized a decision to seek court permission for a search warrant. So Merrick Garland, that's your boy. Late Thursday, Trump said on social media he agreed the document should be made public. In another post Friday, he called the nuclear weapons issue a hoax and accused the FBI of planting evidence. So Trump has like released the search warrant. This became a thing, wanting the search warrant released. I don't know why.
Yeah, or to see like what gave them. I mean, this is unprecedented that they're raiding a former president's home, and basically want to see like what was your like. You have to have enough, I guess, evidence of wrongdoing to warrant you to actually sign that search warrant, unless it's because of political motivation, with either trying to get him out of the 2024 race or to disrupt the midterms that are occurring in November. So that's the big hubbub about the
hubbub.
Yeah,
that's what this one's called, the big hubbub.
Yep, about the search warrant and seeing what was listed on the reason, I guess, for issuing it.
So that would make a lot of sense if they did force this warrant and it's all political theater to disrupt the election, because they don't want him to run again. Like
clearly
they're doing everything to, it's not about the truth. It's just, they have an agenda. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's obvious they have an agenda. So that would make sense why they don't want to show the arrest warrant, provided they do have this agenda, because they don't fucking want people to see the obvious that they shouldn't have fucking searched, but maybe they should have. But you think we'll ever see what they found? You think we'll ever know anything?
I don't know. I guess it depends on who's in power.
Well, the Wall Street Journal reported Friday that the list of items seized by FBI agents during the search included 11 sets of classified documents. 4 were marked top secret, 3 were secret, and 3 were identified as confidential, the lowest level of classified information. The journal reported that the inventory of what was taken also referred to a set of documents marked various classified /TS/SCI documents, a government label for a more closely held form of top secret information. Whoa. So he got top secret.
I mean, he was the president of the United States, so.
Yeah, I guess so. And other countries might view exposing their nuclear secrets as a threat. So again, with the other countries are a threat narrative, it's always there.
Right.
I mean, why would Trump?
But I don't know if Trump's in the clear here too, because like, you know, it goes on to say Trump and his allies have refused to publicly share a copy of the warrant, even as they and their supporters have denounced the search as unlawful and politically motivated but provided no evidence to back that up.
Right. So I guess
they have the ability to share a copy of it as well. But why the fuck are you not sharing it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Trump is not necessarily the squeakiest clean individual either.
In the words of someone I know, Trump is golden.
Who says that?
If I can. It doesn't matter to the listeners, so I'm just going to iMessage it to you.
Okay.
Because this person may or may not actually listen to this.
But yeah, so I don't know, man.
I'll text it to you later.
That's cool.
If that is true, One former Justice Department official who in the past oversaw investigations of leaks of information said the type of top secret information described by the people familiar with the probe would probably cause authorities to try to move as quickly as possible to recover sensitive information that could cause grave harm to U.S. security. Quote, that is true. It would suggest that material residing unlawfully at Mar-A-Lago may have been classified at the highest classification level, said Dave Loffman, the former chief of Justice Department's counterintelligence section. The FBI and the Department of Justice believed there were top secret materials at Mar-a-Lago that would lend itself to greater hair on fire motivation to recover. So are they just saying this is like a rush warrant?
No, I don't know. Well, saying like, well, first of all, what documents are there? And then why would Trump have all these classified documents at his personal residence in the first place? Like, why was that removed from federal grounds in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So like,
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
So let's go back. It said, let me find this part.
Maybe there is a good reason. I just don't know.
This guy is the head of the department, the former chief of the Justice Department's counterintelligence section, which investigates leaks of classified information. So I imagine these people are also investigating the WikiLeaks and Julian Assange shit too, right?
Sure.
Their department.
Absolutely.
So all I'm saying is Trump is a journalist and he's got information that's good for the world and he's trying to do the right thing right now. And he's getting sidelined just like Assange, just like Chelsea Manning, because he's actually a good guy and he's a journalist.
Trump's a journalist?
Trump's actually a journalist. This is him being a journalist.
Okay. You being serious?
That's why he has all these documents, because he's a journalist and he found them and he said, I care about the people and I gotta get these. I bet he starts meeting with Assange and Assange teaches him how to zip it and save it on a hard drive so he can, you know what I'm saying?
It's too late now. FBI has it, so that's not happening.
Well, he might already met with Assange and they encrypted it into blockchain. They used Filecoin.
Filecoin to...
Yeah, so I would invest in Filecoin because they're going to blow up once they become the harbingers of the next
truth.
WikiLeaks.
Yeah, harbingers of truth.
I could be wrong about that theory.
Likely wrong about that theory. But it's a fun one.
I see Proud Boy's name here.
Yeah, so there was after all this happened, it started radicalizing Trump's base further. And
this is about the guy that showed up with the gun at the FBI office. Okay.
And you got mentally ill people doing shit like this.
That guy's name is Schiffer, right? Something Schiffer. Ricky Schiffer. According to another law enforcement official, agents are investigating Schiffer's possible ties to extremist groups, including the Proud Boys, whose leaders are accused of helping launch the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Maybe that's why the last episode did so bad, was because it might have been the last episode where I was like, I don't know if I give a fuck about the attack, if it was really that big deal. And then everybody tuned out and then reported us, so they're shadow banning us.
I'm sure that's what it was.
This is what this guy wrote. He said, people, this is it. The message reads, he posted it on a person using Schiffer's at Truth Social. Trump launched Gitter and then another one because Gitter tanked. He said, people, this is it. Leave work tomorrow as soon as the gun shop / Army Navy store / pawn shop opens. Get whatever you need to be ready for combat. We must not tolerate this one. They have been conditioning us to accept tyranny and think we can't do anything for 2 years. This time we must respond with force. I have less than a minute on the session. I'm going to stop it and send you a link.
All right. Well, actually, I got to go feed Lily, so stop it, and we will
pick back up.
Resume as soon as I shoot you a text.
Okay.
All right. I'll be back soon. Yeah, I don't know why Trump would have all those types of classified documents in his personal home anyway. So does that make it right for them to raid it in the manner they did? I don't know. Probably not.
Well, like I said, I think he was just being a journalist because if we move on here,
You think he's being a journalist? You think he's going to release I mean, if he was being a journalist, why hasn't he released the contents of those documents in the first place? If he found something that was damning of the system or people inside the system, why wouldn't he have just released the info by this point?
dude, I'll be honest.
Why was it being hidden in a safe?
When we were on our break just now,
Mhm.
I had the answer. It's gone. So people familiar with the probe I think this is going to trigger my memory, said it is focused on whether the former president or his aides withheld classified or government material that should have been returned to government custody early. He took this material and he didn't return it. Okay. The people, because he only cares about the truth. That's what I'm saying. This is the truth. All right. So the people who also spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss the investigation said that as authorities engaged in months of discussions on the subject, some officials came to suspect the Trump team was not being truthful. And that's exactly what they say about journalists. Okay, so if made public, the warrant would reveal a general description of what material agents were seeking at Mar-A-Lago and what crimes they could be connected to. A list of the inventory that agents took from the property would also be released. Details could be limited, however, if the material is classified. So that answers the question from earlier. We're probably not going to see anything.
So could Trump, what this article is also saying is that Trump could also himself make the warrant public, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like neither side wants the warrant made public.
Yeah.
So is Trump's side? I'm confused. I don't get what's going on, and we're probably the worst source for this story because
I'm joking too. I don't think he's being a journalist.
So no. Okay, I'm not even talking about that.
Okay, that joke didn't
I'm just saying,
like I thought it would. Like you weren't laughing your ass off, so I was like, damn.
I couldn't tell how serious you were trying to be.
Okay, I'll try to sell it harder next time.
Yeah, I can't tell with you sometimes whether or not you really think these things, whether you really think these things or not. Like we're in the conspiracy realm.
No, I don't think Trump's being a journalist.
So I don't know, dude. But no, regardless of that, why are they? What's the big deal about the warrant being made public or not? Like both sides. So both sides are saying that the other side could make it public, and it's going to really show some damning details. Like Trump's side, I guess is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just not understanding this well. Trump's side saying that they didn't have good enough reason to raid his home, right? So make the warrant public. The other side saying, well, Trump and them aren't wanting to make the warrant public because it's going to release information about the crimes that they are implicit in. So yeah. It's like they both want the same thing and they're just giving different reasons for it. Is that correct? Like neither side wants the warrant made public. Am I correct in saying that? I'm not following very well.
You are correct in saying it, but I think you're wrong in assuming Trump doesn't want it public. Just because he hasn't released it yet doesn't mean he doesn't want it public, but we know the FBI doesn't want it public because they actively have not released it. Trump's playing games. So my thing is, I mean, Trump's your whole question is what's going on and what's the point here? And I think it might just be another.
I think it's political.
Trump was right about Russiagate being a hoax. When he called all that stuff being a witch hunt, when he was saying all this stuff was a witch hunt, he was right about some things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was.
And this is another one of those things. Maybe he's right. Maybe it is a hoax. Maybe they did have a reason to go in there and get documents, but it's nothing that's going to get him impeached. It was just enough for a warrant. And then the media.
So maybe he's playing a game with him in the first place by keeping the documents, saying that, well, I'm gonna keep some unimportant documents at my home and see how far they want to take this. Whether they're going to actually, I don't know. Maybe he's not.
Because backing up to how the Democrats propping up right wingers in the midterms.
Right.
So they can run against people that they can beat.
Not just right wingers, MAGA specific right wingers, right?
They did that with Trump and they lost, and they're doing it again and they might lose. And Trump might know this is another battle they're going to lose. He might be throwing dogs a bone by keeping these documents that he knows aren't that bad, but they're going to come search and get it. But they're playing the media game because this is all good for people voting. This is fuel for their narrative fire. Everybody's talking about how Trump's documents, Trump's documents, Trump's documents, Trump's documents, Trump's documents, Trump's bad guy documents, Trump's bad guy documents. No one's talking about any of the other documents. Hillary Clinton just made hats that says "but her emails," and they're selling them. They're sold out. Did you see that? She's selling hats that say "but her emails." Just as all a game with people that are just reacting to these catchphrases. They all have documents that need to be searched. And if you say "but her emails," like, why do you care? Back to people flying the Ukraine flag that never cared about the war last 20 years. It's people who are flying the Trump's documents flag, and they never cared about Clinton's documents or Obama's documents.
Right.
All of a sudden, they care about documents.
That's
so now,
point.
So now Hillary's coming back with "but her emails," so that when you say that, you're just a joke, you know. So this is all working in everybody's favor in a really weird way.
Yeah, you're right. Like this kind of scrutiny is coming down on Trump, I think, specifically because he has all of the establishment media, all of the deep-rooted government players that have been in the game for 20, 30 years, all rooting against him.
Yeah. And, you know, if I'm Trump, I'm also thinking bad publicity is good publicity. So if you know you're not in actual danger and the news can't stop talking about you, you're the biggest name in the world at all times.
I think Trump loves being the biggest name in the world.
Yeah. I mean, his story is a WWE. I don't watch WWE, but it's all about the story there. That's why people like it, because they're fucking, you know, I don't know. But when you talk about media, and because if you can control the narrative, you can control people's minds and you keep them fighting. It's that simple. So all they need is a narrative. They don't actually need documents to prove anything. Trump doesn't actually need to like win a court case. They just need narratives. You know what I'm saying? They just need like, they got the Lysol and then Trump has the lighter and then they blow the flame and all the people are like, the flame. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
it does.
I don't know. That's the way I see it.